It's the Morning Pittsburgh Sports Report, along with Guy Junker. I'm Ken Laird. It's brought to you by Miranda Homes. More home for less money. Find your new home at mirandahomes.com. The Steelers welcomed themselves back home with a 27-10 win, Guy, and they were impressive at points in the game. Best thing to come out of it from a Pittsburgh point of view.
Yeah, did Miranda build Heinz Field? Because, boy, their home record, Ben's record at home as a starter, 10 straight home opening wins now, the longest streak in the NFL after the Patriots loss yesterday. The best thing to come out of it is the win, I think, Ken. I really liked the way they spread the ball around, though. 5 different running backs got carries, 10 different guys caught passes. They took a team, and you can say what you want about the Jets, whether they're not very good or they beat up on a Bills team that's not very good. We're going to talk with Dave Wanstead a little bit later on today. We can ask him about his Bills team, who bounced back yesterday. But I don't think it's fair to say that. I mean, they took a team that scored 48 points last week and smothered them second half. I don't think a Jets receiver caught a ball in the second half. Now, you'd like to see some more splash plays, as Mike Tomlin calls them, from the defense, maybe some more sacks and some more turnovers, but 2 of your big splash play guys weren't in the game, and that makes it all that much more satisfying, too, without James Harrison and Troy Polamalu. They didn't have Darrelle Revis either, but just to come back, as they did last year, from a tough road opening loss and have a convincing home win to calm all the fears of Steeler Nation. That's the best thing that came out of it for me.
The defensive performance was better than I thought. I also want to say I think Mark Sanchez was bad. He threw to Santonio Holmes way too often. You know why? When Ike Taylor is matched up on him, wouldn't you go to the other attack Keenan Lewis like Peyton Manning did the week before? I thought
when you're getting a pass interference call against Ike Taylor every third time you throw that way, maybe you keep going and figuring the flags will keep flying. Yeah, I think they were a little one-dimensional, and I'm not sure. I mean, they don't go into the game with that design. It just starts happening that way, and maybe the touchdown pass that Holmes caught on the first drive was the worst thing that happened because it got him looking his way all the time.
Right. Why Rex Ryan sat on the ball with a minute to go and 2 timeouts at the end of the first half, I do not know. They're down 3. They could easily have gotten down for a field goal. I think Rex plays timid against this Steelers team. You remember in the AFC Championship game a couple years, he said before the week, we're not trash talking. They came out and looked flat. The Steelers just have his number a little bit. And on the other side, how good is Roethlisberger? I mean, even when he's not scrambling maybe as much as he used to, he just makes all the little plays. They put themselves in a lot of third and longs, and he makes, we'd be ripping the running game today if they had lost that game. And probably, I agree with you, when you look at it at the end, they spread the ball around, but if they lose the game, we're saying, why isn't Antonio Brown on the field more? Why isn't Wallace on the field more? It looks good because Ben made it look good.
Well, and I think that I'm glad you brought up the third down conversion rate. It's been fantastic, and they haven't been great on first and second down, which makes that look all that much better. And the time of possession, too. I mean, they had their longest drive in 5 years yesterday, over 10 minutes. Had that one humongously long drive in Denver. And after the game tonight, when the new stats come out, I can't think that there's a team in the league that has better time of possession through 2 games than they do. I like seeing the ball spread around, though, because with Mendenhall out now, I just like them not relying on one. And you're right. If they lose, and maybe if they start losing, maybe he starts relying on the old go-to guys the way Sanchez seemed to do. So you may have answered the question for both teams there. Everything was working for the Steelers. They kept spreading it around, share the wealth. The Jets start getting into trouble, and I think a lot of quarterbacks do that. When things aren't going good, you start going with what you're most comfortable with, even if it is banging your head up against the wall.
You just like to make everybody feel good. You give out the gold star to every kid on the team, don't you?
Yeah.
Last place trophies and the whole nerd.
I was always in last place, so I feel for those people.
Well, the Steelers are out of last place.
Thanks for not bringing up pick and pork.
No, I won't do that. 1-1 Steelers in a first-place tie, a 3-way first-place tie in the AFC North.
Is every team in the league 1-1? Just about.
Pretty much. Guy Junker, Ken Laird, it's the Morning Pittsburgh Sports Report.